Contrary to Rogue, I think Mirage is, honestly, at this point, it might be the game I've played the most. I've got like 500 hours in that game now.
Wow.
You know what's crazy is I'm only like maybe a third of the way through it.
No way.
The level design and certain abilities that Altair has or doesn't have makes AC1 the most kind of interactive and compelling parkour system in any game.
I do know one thing for certain. This has been an odyssey I won't forget.
Before I start today's episode, we have a Podyssey announcement, and I want to start with a statistic. According to online sources, there are approximately over 280,000 people living with blood cancer in the UK. Now, when I read that, my mind was just blown. Now guys, I'm not just trying to bum you out here, we're actually leading to something. The Podyssey, being me, the XL, and Willis Makes Movies, have partnered with The Ones Who Came Before to help spread awareness to their annual fundraiser for blood cancer. Now this specific fundraiser will be fundraising for Blood Cancer Alliance, as well as the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Now, if you want to donate to this fundraiser, the link will be in the description of this episode. Support The Ones Who Came Before, but more importantly, support fundraising to potentially one day cure blood cancer, as well as helping many people in the world who have blood cancer today. If you can, that's completely fine. Do not feel guilty. It's just there if you want to help support. And the Podyssey wanted to help The Ones Who Came Before to spread awareness for this fundraiser because we personally think it's very important and a worthwhile endeavor, I suppose. Thanks for listening, guys. On with the episode of The Podyssey. Hello everybody and welcome back to The Podyssey, episode 28. Today's episode it's a very special episode actually. I don't know if you guys watching can figure that out, but something on the screen might be a little bit different. You might be seeing a different profile picture, and that is right. We've got our first guest on today's episode, and that is Ropotopolous. Am I saying it right? Ropotopolous.
Yes, you're doing a brilliant job. Yes.
It's a tongue twister for me. It's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
But,
I really shot myself in the foot by picking like the most impronounceable name ever, but hey, it's iconic.
Yeah. But you know, it's obviously I'm joined as well by Lewis and Willis Makes Movies, as always.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm still here. Yeah,
he's still here. We haven't replaced him yet, don't worry.
No, there is 3 squares on the screen.
Yeah. And it's going to be a good episode today. We're going to be doing an Assassin's Creed themed game or quiz. I don't know what it is yet. Lewis made that. And I don't know if me and Ropotopolous are going to be going head to head or working together. I don't know yet. Lewis can let us know.
I don't know either.
No, he doesn't know. We're going to be talking everything Assassin's Creed Shadows parkour, you know, with the new update, that sort of thing, because, you know, he might not say it himself, but I would say we've got the expert with us today. And
Thank you.
No worries. And, you know, we'll also have a casual chat about YouTube, you know, how we got into it, plans for the future, that sort of stuff. It's going to be great fun. But without further ado, we're going to start our Assassin's Creed game. So, Lewis, over to you.
All right. Well, fellas, since we've got Mr. Parkour himself, today's game... That's you, by the way, yeah. Today's game is themed around objects relating to parkour.
Oh.
So I'm familiar with those.
I hope so. So I am going to show you a zoomed in image of something that you can do parkour on. Okay? And you need to tell me which Assassin's Creed game it's from.
Okay, that sounds good. I think I can handle that.
Yeah,
I have played all of them, so...
Oh, I should have checked that beforehand.
I have played all of them.
Have you definitely
regretfully
played the obscure spin-offs? No, there's no spin-offs.
Okay.
So, I've got 7, and I'm guessing the way we could do this is I just post it in the chat, and then you guys think of an answer, I'll ask you your answers, and then we reveal it. Bit similar to what we did last week.
Should we, are we taking turns, or are we guessing at the same time? Like, how's it going to work?
Well, I've only got 7, so I think... we can
work
think
together,
7 is
right?
enough to do it?
Yeah, we can work
together. Yeah, you can work together.
Sure, let's be a team. We're all friends here.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, go for it then. Whenever you're ready, Lewis, let's...
Can I help as well? Because I think I've got a good shot of knowing these.
Very funny. No cheating from you.
No, I will say that I have edited some of these slightly to make it less obvious.
Okay.
But that's only the colours.
Oh,
Okay.
you've changed the colours. Damn.
I've changed the colours a little bit because there was one of them where I was like, oh, you're going to know immediately based on what colour it is.
Yeah. Probably.
So I've done a little bit of tweaking. You might still get it, but okay. I'm just gonna randomly pick one as well. I'm not gonna. Okay, actually, no. I did pick this one to start with. Okay, so this is dropping in the chat.
Okay. I'm waiting.
Can you see it?
Nope.
The suspense. The suspense is
I haven't
crazy.
pressed enter yet.
Oh, there it comes.
Oh, here we go. Ooh.
There we go. There is your first one.
Damn.
Yeah, I think you picked the one game that I haven't actually played, but I do know what it is.
Oh well, that's gonna narrow it down
Wait,
then.
which one haven't you played?
It's Rogue, isn't it?
Oh, I was thinking it looks very rogue-ish.
They have those weird down elevators, I think.
Do you know
Yeah,
what?
so like you run into it and you grab that hook and then he'll go down to ground level.
Yeah, I'm trying to see the background, like what's going on. Just so we know we're right. Do you know what I mean? What does that look like a boat or is that a building? No, that's a building, right?
I should give you bonus points if you can correctly say what it does, but that only really applies to this one.
Well, did I say it correctly?
I couldn't possibly say it. Have you got a final answer?
That's my final answer.
Okay, that's your final answer. I'm just gonna analyze the image a little longer because I wanna just see if I agree. I mean, yeah, it does look very rogue, But then it's like if it is one of those elevators that pulls you up, where are you going? Because it's just a ledge. What is that? Do you know what I mean?
It's on top. It's on top of the building. You go down. You grab
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
from the rooftop, and it takes you down.
Yeah,
I think.
It does look like that. The funny thing is, I have played Rogue, but it's my least played Assassin's Creed game. So, this is probably the worst one I could have been given as well. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I'll go with you, Rogue. Is it Rogue?
The answer is Rogue.
Hey, are we going to get the full image or no?
Oh, yeah. 1 second, I do have the full image.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't doubt me, man.
No, I shouldn't.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't remember those at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
These
so you
are
run
fun.
at it from the rooftop,
yeah.
and he'll grab onto it,
I was
and
like,
then it's a reverse lift,
yeah,
basically.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
if you come at it from the ground, he'll do like a little animation where he pulls himself up.
Do you think?
Oh, you can go up them too?
Yeah. If you run at them from the ground, he literally just climbs up it. It's not like,
I remember that. Actually.
but yeah, it's not that fancy really. It doesn't look very good, but
It's very funny that I just said I've played them all, and then the first thing you show me, I'm like, oh, I haven't actually played this.
Well, to be honest, I chose this one because I knew Exile had not played much of Rogue, and I was like, is he going to remember that this was in it?
Yeah. No,
Because you don't get to New York until a bit later on.
I partly remember the animation that shows when he climbs up, but I didn't remember that it went down. One thing I'll quickly say, because I'm just thinking of it now. Do you think those lifts were put in Rogue because when they were developing alongside Unity had its parkour down, and they were like, we need something. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe
We need something.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess, but it's like hay bales have worked fine up until that point. I don't know why they needed to complicate it.
Yeah, true. That is very true.
Maybe they knew that New York had it's badly designed, so they needed a quicker way to get you
maybe
down. I don't know. There's nothing you can do once you get to the ground, so it doesn't really lead on to anything.
just automate.
They're fine. It's fun.
parkour.
They tried something new. You can't really fault them for it.
Yeah.
Right. What's next?
All right, round 2. What should we go with? I'll tell you what. Let's go with something we're probably all familiar with.
What is that? Oh, I know that. That's Mirage.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's Mirage.
Yeah, that's Mirage.
All right, you got me. I needed to put the white, the boxes. I needed to put the boxes in there somewhere.
Yeah. No,
I was trying to
I know
hide
that-
as
I know
much
that
of it as
anywhere.
possible.
that is very Mirage.
For sure.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll give you a fun fact. When I was researching this, I went on Origins and I was looking for a white box because I thought, oh, if there's one in Origins, that'd really stump you. And I just couldn't find any.
Damn. Yeah, no, I think that aesthetic is very, specific to Mirage.
Yeah, I hoped that you would forget. Actually, I tell you what, I even digitally blurred that image a little bit just to make it look like an older game.
Oh, you
trickster! It didn't work.
No, it definitely didn't work.
Yeah,
right.
Contrary to Rogue, I think Mirage is honestly at this point it might be the game I've played the most, which is strange. But I think I've got like 500 hours in that game now.
Wow.
I mean,
yeah, it's ridiculous for a 20-hour campaign.
Yeah. I do have a few Mirage questions for you later on, actually.
Good.
I think that's where a majority of the questions will be, because Mirage is like... That was their first effort to go back.
Their first real effort, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next up... where's the one I've got? Yeah, okay. We're going to go with... this one.
What? Oh, I know. Is that Unity?
Yeah, you know what gives it away? The blood on the...
It's like the revolutionary Paris. Yeah, definitely. It's Unity, isn't it?
Yeah. Wait till you see how much I tried to be sneaky here.
It's also, you can kind of tell by the graphics, like, add something about it, Maybe the lighting or something.
Yeah, I used that tree to hide as much as possible because I didn't want any people. The people kept walking past when I was trying to screenshot it.
Yeah. So did you
I was trying to hide the market stall.
Did you take the screenshot in game, like yourself, everyone?
Yeah, all of these I've just done in the last half an hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really good preparation, guys.
Yeah. I
feel so special.
That's more preparation than we usually have.
Oh yeah, trust me. That you are special because our preparation.
We'll start the call and be like, "So what we doing today?"
Yeah, so we have done that. We've like, wait, hang on, what's the topic? And then we just go with it.
Well, we could just read people's write-ins out, I guess.
That's our backup if we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
But we got a good plan today.
Yeah. Honestly, I was just going to use Google, but every time I was looking on Google for good images of stuff, I just couldn't get any. Like, typing in Assassin's Creed parkour objects and stuff, it's just not going to bring anything up.
Yeah.
So I thought it's better I just go in and try and get some
probably quicker
awkward angles.
Yeah.
I feel like these are going to be really easy now.
Yeah, I feel like we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, we're doing well. We're doing well.
Okay. The next one is... this.
There's got to be AC2 or Brotherhood.
That's my first thought as well. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me think really, really hard. Yeah, it is. I think it looks like that kind of color filter that like the original version of AC2 has.
Yeah, it does look like that. Like potentially, I mean, it's got a very Venice color filter, don't you think? Like if you think back to the non-remastered version.
Yeah, I'm so poisoned because I've played the remastered version so much now because I primarily play on it PS5 and that's the only version that's available. But I'm thinking it's AC2.
Yeah, I mean, before I lock in my answer, though, I just want to have one quick last think because it probably is AC2, but I mean, is there any chance it could be Brotherhoods? Do you think or no?
There's a chance. You know what kind of makes it feel like Brotherhood a little bit to me is that kind of texture of like the degrading wall in the background. I feel like there's a lot of that in Rome. But I still feel like it's probably AC2.
Yeah, I mean, Venice doesn't have any steps out of the water like that, though, does it? It's uniquely.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. Yeah, you know what? I think it might be Rome.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And he did say that he edited the color on one of them to give it away. So maybe
true.
It might be Rome.
Damn. Do you know what? I'm gonna go. Personally, I'm going for Brotherhood.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a really good call about the steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the stairs coming out of the water is a Brotherhood thing.
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
I think so.
Not? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pasting it in chat. Now.
Nice.
Yes, we got it, we
well
got
done.
it.
Well
Damn.
done. I thought I got you with the filter.
Well, the thing
Yeah.
is, I know there are a few steps like that, I think, in Florence in AC2, but I was thinking that's not the color filter of Florence. The color filter of Florence is way more warm, but even then you actually edited it, so my guess could have been wrong. I don't know. But yeah.
Honestly, when I zoomed in, it's not too different. Like, the only thing I
Yeah.
did was lower the saturation. It still has that, like, blue hue to it. But, yeah, definitely a close one. I thought you would get it based on the stairs going down, because I was like, oh, I know they're not in any other game.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
But the thing about the wall was interesting as well. Yeah, I never even thought about.
Yeah,
the
I think
buildings.
Rome kind of has that like deteriorating kind of texture to it all over the place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. What's next?
Well, you were able to guess that beam from Unity,
Yeah.
but can you guess this one?
AC1.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The lantern, dude. The lantern.
Yeah. Unless is he messing with us and it's the AC2 Altair sequence?
There are other Assassin's Creed
No.
games that have lanterns.
No, yeah, it's AC1, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Is it AC1? Yeah.
AC1!
You know what's interesting? Have you guys heard of the channel Any Austin?
Don't think so.
Can't say I have, actually, no.
You should check him out. He's like my favorite YouTuber. He's got this like crazy perspective on just games in general. He does weird experiments and it's crazy. But the way I found him was he made a video about the lanterns in AC1, and it's like the only
I think I've seen
physics-based
that.
object. Yeah. Yeah, he has 2 AC1 videos. He has one about the physics of the lantern, and then he has one.
I've seen this guy. I've seen this guy.
Yeah,
I'm just looking
it's like
him up,
Auden. Yeah, he's awesome. He's great.
Yeah.
I found him when he had like I think he had like 100,000, and he's blown up since then. He's like, I think he's at like almost 900,000 now. He's awesome.
Wow.
Is he the guy that did the looking at GTA's like
The power grid systems and
yeah. Oh, I see it.
yeah.
I have actually watched it because I've got the red line going along. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
damn.
awesome. He's really he's my favorite YouTuber right now for sure.
Oh, no. Nice. And he did the lanterns. Wow.
Yeah, he talks about the lanterns.
Oh, I might have to watch. Oh, I see
Like
it.
it's like a 10-minute video about the lanterns in Assassin's Creed.
An innocuous lantern in Assassin's Creed. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyone watching this, highly recommend. I try to like he needs my help. This guy with 900,000 subs, he needs my plugs. So
there he is.
Just helping out the little guy. Yeah, I actually did color correct that lantern. I tried to make it look more yellow, so you wouldn't guess the clearly Acre filter on it.
yeah.
Damn, you're really fucking with us right now. But we're still getting it
I'm
right.
trying, but it didn't work. Yeah,
It's not working.
Been foiled. All right. What else have we got? Okay, we got 2 left, I think. The next one is something else we'll all be very familiar with.
That looks
Anyone want to throw any
AC2.
guards into it?
It's Florence.
Yeah.
AC2.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's not going to be Brotherhood again because he's already done that, so it must be.
I don't know. He's messing with us pretty hard.
True,
The rest of them
yeah.
could all be Brotherhood at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to
I'm
pull a
pretty
psych
sure
at the end. They've actually all been from Brotherhood.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's AC2 Florence.
I think I agree. But a part of my brain's starting to think, wait, that's not Constantinople. No.
Oh, I forgot about Revelations. No, I don't think it is.
No.
Wait a minute. What's this in the bottom right corner?
Is that like a bit
It's
of light
Ezio's
beaming down?
shoulder. It's Ezio's shoulder. AC2.
Is it?
He's got the
that a shoulder?
yeah. It's the Altair armor. It's either that or a horse.
You know what? Yeah, AC2, right?
I'm sticking with AC2.
I'll go with AC2.
Okay. It's going in the chat.
What's it gonna be? Yeah. Wait, that's Brotherhood.
Ah! It's Brotherhood.
What? Oh, dude,
my
that's
God.
cheap.
You said I wasn't going to repeat any.
Fuck you, Willis Makes Movies.
That's only about 5 meters away from the other one.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, I thought that would work.
Congratulations,
So I
you got
actually-
one. You got one over on us.
I'm so glad I got one.
Let's make sure we don't get any more.
That thing at the bottom is me trying to AI remove Ezio's hood.
Oh,
So
dude.
I didn't realize.
That's not
fair. Well, just throwing
You
a
had
curveball
help.
in there.
You had help from the AI mastermind.
Damn.
I had no choice.
Whatever, man.
The last one is more joke about what it's a picture of in regards to parkour, and
Okay.
less so trying to guess it.
Oh, is that Odyssey? Because look at the window.
Yeah, my first thought is Odyssey as well.
Yeah, because that's a very Greek-looking window.
Yeah, with the gold trim, but also there's like
Yeah.
gold trim like that probably in Origins as well.
Yeah, maybe what's the city called near the end of the game that you go to? There's that little kid called Ezio there. You know that one?
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Oh,
I
okay.
have no idea what you're talking about.
There's a kid.
There's
It's called
ci-
Ezio.
Yeah, there's like a city that you can go to any time, I'm pretty sure, but like the story takes you there right at the end of Origins, and it is like mainly Greek architecture from what I remember. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's Roman. I can't remember. But
I'm trying to think about. I'm trying to like find the discrepancy in like art direction between those two games because I feel like the lighting in this looks like Odyssey. I don't know
can I
if
just-
that's
a very
stupid.
deep analysis.
Can
I
I
don't know if
just
that's
say,
stupid.
whether it's Origins or Odyssey, this is the best the parkour gets.
It could be
Just
either
going
one.
Wait. What's that meant to mean, Lewis?
I think he's
that's
making
just-
a joke about the
yeah.
architecture of those games.
Yeah, but
Yeah, there's not much more to do. Running upstairs is pretty much the same
oh,
experience.
right. I get you. Yeah, it's got to be Odyssey.
I'm gonna go with Odyssey.
Yeah, we'd be silly not to.
I just want to say this screenshot took forever to get because my PC kept going black. The screen kept going black. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
It's Origins.
Oh, for fuck's
Origins.
sake! Oh my god! No. Do you know what?
I really thought the wall was going to give it away.
You got me when I said about Origins, and you went, "Oh, I forgot about that." You threw me off.
Oh, what was that? Wait, what did you say?
I just said about that. Maybe you said that about the Ezio kid, and then I thought you were saying it.
Oh
about
yeah,
the
I was
city.
just talking about the Ezio kid.
Damn.
This is in Alexandria anyway.
We see ya.
I don't feel so bad about getting that one wrong. I'm much more hurt about the Brotherhood one.
Yeah, I mean, put it this way, I was going to zoom it in even more so it was just the steps.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
But then I thought, no, there's literally nothing to go off of here.
Yeah. There you are, stood in your pot of spices or something.
Yeah, I was just trying to get a better angle because people kept walking down the stairs
Yeah.
down that game and it's like crowds.
But
But that's the quiz. That's all of them.
Was it. So we got.
All right.
everything.
What do we get? 5 out of 7.
5 out of 7.
Yeah,
That's
not
pretty
bad.
good.
Not bad.
That's
not bad.
fine. That's fine. I would have. Yeah. I'll. You know what? I'm gonna take the L or the W, whichever one means I won.
W. It's got to be a W.
Yeah.
Surely.
I think that makes sense.
We can always do a round 2 at some point in the future. Come back for a
Ooh,
rematch.
Yeah. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
It was better than I had a game that was like my A plot and then my B like my backup. That was my backup game. My
was your
original
other
game I'll tell you it because there's no way I'm going to be able to do it. It was called Can You Climb That? And it was just going to be pictures of terrain. Like of rock faces. And do you think you can climb this in the game it's from?
Oh, that's quite a good idea.
But I think you'd be able to guess just based on the texture, like,
Yeah.
oh, it's clearly from Odyssey, or, you know.
And you can climb anything in Odyssey.
Yeah, and also, I don't have Odyssey on PC, and there is no way I'm going to buy it just so I can take a picture of a rock.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair enough.
I'm not worth it?
Is Odyssey worth it in any aspect?
I don't know.
Well, with that game out of the way, our very special guest, Mr. Ropotopolous, how are
What's
you
up?
doing? How are things going? Whether that's, live, YouTube, whatever, let us know.
Good. I'm having fun. YouTube is cool. Shadows has been it's been a lot. There's been a lot going on. Lots of stuff to talk about in the parkour world. So that's been cool. I'm kind of laying back a little bit right now. I was putting out a ton of stuff while the update was about to come out, and after it did come out. So I'm kind of chilling back for a minute. I got a nice podcast going with some nice European gentlemen, and I just had a really crazy AC Unity collab come out this morning with Master Assassin and Leo K and Altair Stealth, which is pretty fun. Did you guys have a chance to watch it?
Yeah, I haven't finished it, but I have seen a part of it.
Yeah,
it's pretty
it's
fun.
much longer than I expected it to be. So I don't blame you for not finishing it. It's like an hour, but it's pretty fun. Yeah. I died the most out of everyone.
Yeah, I have about 5 minutes left of it. I must say that was fantastic. That was really fun. It looks like a fun time.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. And I had never played Unity on PC. Like I've got on my Xbox or on my PlayStation. My Arno is pretty stacked, but I had to play through the prologue on PC just to get to the point where I could join co-op games.
Oh, wow.
So I don't have any swords, I don't have any armor or anything like that. So I'm like, whacking these guys. We're playing like 5-star difficulty co-op missions. I'm beating people up with like, a toy sword. It's crazy. So to anyone who saw me die more than everyone else, that's my excuse.
You know what? That makes the content better, though, some would say.
Yeah, the whole thing is a chaotic mess for the most part, so it's kind of just fun. I think we all kind of went into it thinking that it could be like a serious video where we all show off like how good we are, but it very, very quickly devolved into just like a buggy shit show, which is just as good for content.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Nah, it was a good video. I mean, from what I've seen, it's a good video.
Yeah.
From the first minute,
yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I couldn't believe, like, you even get, like, the game crashes at times, people get backed out, and I was saying, wow, after, 11 years, the game is still not in a stable place.
Yeah, I mean, they probably haven't
crazy.
touched it in like 9 years, though, so haven't fixed anything up. But I mean,
But
honestly,
it's crazy
it's
how
like...
fun it still is.
Yeah, and honestly, it's like it's kind of charming how much of a mess it is. It's like that's part of the experience at this point.
Yeah. Well, funny actually. Speaking of that, me and Lewis, on the podcast every now and then we bring up the idea that. Do you remember there was I think a few months ago there was like leaks or rumors or something of an AC Shadows co-op mode. Do you think that's gonna be a thing? Yeah. I wanna ask Ropotopolous, what do you think? Do you think it's gonna happen? Because I feel like they've not said anything. And
I feel like if it was going to happen, they would have said something.
See, that's
at this
what
point.
I think, yeah.
And I've had conversations with them. I did like a whole long talk with Simon about parkour stuff. It was mostly parkour focused conversation, but I haven't heard anything from him or anything from, you think that they would have said something in the big post-launch reveal trailer or whatever. But you know what? Doesn't it seem like crazy that it's not already in the game? Like with the dual protagonist thing, it seems like kind of insane to me that they're not trying to do something with co-op.
I wonder if it was in the works, but they just, they cancelled it or something due to, whatever. Because I mean, with the delays and stuff. Because
the delay when they first delayed the game, the whole appeal, they were like, but guys, it's because we're adding co-op.
Oh, was it not even a leak? Was it official?
Yeah, they did officially say it's happening.
Oh wow,
that's why when it first got delayed in November, when they delayed it, the November release date, they were like, we're adding co-op. And I thought, so when the game comes out, it's going to have co-op. But it looks like, I mean, there's been some, I don't know if it's leaks or just rumors that it's going to be the Year 2 DLC is going to be like focused on that instead of the Claws of Awaji and then another story-based one. But I don't know.
Well,
I would Yeah.
I hope they do it because, I mean, it would be great for content. I would have a lot of fun. And because I always had plans, I was like, oh, I want to bring my real life friends into lobbies and play with them and get them in the mix. I think that would be a lot of fun. So I would love that because, and I said really early on in that, in the Unity video that just came out, I'm like right when we loaded in, I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like why did they never do this again? So I think it would be fun. But I think they should probably do it because, like, kind of the obvious approach would be like, oh, one person plays as Naue and one person plays as Yasuke. But it seems like most people don't like playing as Yasuke, at least in the more hardcore community. So it would be cool if you could both be assassins.
Yeah, because speaking of that, I feel like if one person's playing as Yasuke and another's playing as Naue, I feel like Naue has the advantage. Just by, you know, in every way. So if you're, I don't know if you'd be playing alongside each other or fighting each other, but if you're fighting each other, you definitely don't want to be Yasuke. And their play styles don't necessarily complement each other in a way that you could like successfully do missions together, you know? Like if you're trying to do stealth in a mission and one person's Yasuke, it's like it doesn't it's not really gonna work out. Yeah, so you're gonna be
So there are some obstacles.
Yeah, for sure. It's like Yasuke would take out pretty much everyone before you can even sneak in and, you know, take anyone out stealthily.
Yeah, something like that.
They did kind of do it all right in... there was that campaign mission where you kill the ox, where I think Naue's like helping people escape while Yasuke fights him. I thought that was like the one example where I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense that both of them are doing different things, whereas the rest of the main assassinations are just like, right, I'll do it. You sit back and watch. Yeah,
they would definitely have to be clever about the level design, but yeah, I'm sure it could be done.
Yeah. Well, I have a quick question. Since we're already talking about Shadows, obviously we know a lot of your thoughts on the parkour for Shadows, but I'm just curious. You know, what did you think about the actual overall story of the game?
You know what's crazy is I'm only like maybe a third of the way through it.
Oh, you're not finished?
No way.
No, I'm not even close. I have like 4 or 5 of the main targets killed and the rest of it. I just got to Himeji Castle area. I just finally got over there for the first time. I've discovered like maybe 20% of the entire map. I'm way behind. I just spent too much time climbing around. And then once parkour update stuff happened, it's like, okay, well now I have to climb around in all the same places again because it's different now. So and I've never really been a story guy. And like I played Mirage when Mirage came out. Let's see, it came out in October, so it was like a month after my son was born. So I played that whole game with the volume on like 0 between the hours of like 1 and 5 a.m. while he was like asleep on me. So like I played the entire story of that game, don't know what happened because I didn't hear any of it.
Do you know what? You're better off not knowing. You probably had a better time.
I was going to say that. That sounds brilliant.
Yeah. So it's funny because I get, obviously, as someone who, spends a lot of time making videos about Assassin's Creed, I get story questions, fairly regularly. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Let's talk about eject.
Wow, that is
so. Like with the RPG games, like obviously the parkour is not the focus there. So did you play those much at all, or did you just skip them?
I have not finished a single one of them. I've played probably like 40 hours of Origins in like 2 separate like save files. So I've played like the first half of that game twice. I've just kind of recently started and then pretty quickly dropped Odyssey just because I don't really have time. I was actually having a lot of fun playing it, not as an Assassin's Creed game, just as I wanted to play something different. And luckily Assassin's Creed happens to have games within it that are different for when you have the itch to play them. But and then so I think I've played maybe 25 hours of Odyssey and then about 20 hours of Valhalla again in two separate saves. I played like the first 10 hours of that game twice. So I just, I don't know. It's like I have fun when I'm playing them, but it's just other things come up or I get too busy and I stop playing and then I'm like, well, I don't know what's going on now. It's been 3 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fair enough.
So I've never finished any of them except for, I think I finished Origins, but I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, well, it's
interesting.
Everyone plays games in their own way, I guess.
Yeah.
But if it works for you, then that's all that matters. And from my perspective, I think if I played the last few Assassin's Creed games on mute, I would probably have enjoyed them more. So
that kind of happened with Mirage. That was the first time in a long time where as soon as I finished the prologue and got to Baghdad, I just started like parkouring around the world, and I was like, I don't really want to play the rest of the story because this is like entertaining enough for me. It took me like 3 months to come back and then finish the story.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think I've ever finished Syndicate either.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the ending for that's terrible anyway.
I mean,
I think you'd actually you're onto something here. This is a good idea. Just don't finish the games.
Just play
get a better
music
experience
instead, or while you're playing. So like, that's a good question I've got actually. Just not one I'd planned, but just off the top of my head. When it comes to Syndicate, is that your least played, or however you want to phrase it? Is that because of the zip wire, whatever it's called, rope launcher? That's it. Yeah. Does that put you off?
Not necessarily. I don't like it for like, how you can just ascend any building. I never use that. So it's easy enough to just not use it. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't really particularly turn me off. I recently have found Syndicate to be a lot more enjoyable than I once thought. Mm-hmm. It's pretty fun. And a lot of people hate the combat in that game. I think it's pretty fun. I like just beating the hell out of guys.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just like smacking dudes over and over again. But I will say the parkour is abysmal, even for like, Unity era standards. It's crazy. I don't know what they did to that game to make it so like all of the, side hop margins, like they're super small. So you really have to know like exactly where you can perform those like contextual hops in order to make them work. And once you kind of get a feel for it, it's a little bit better, but it's still rough. And but I don't know. I appreciate Syndicate. I think it's beautiful, and a lot of people also hate the tone of that game. I think the tone's kind of fun. I think London's great. I'm not a hater. I'm not a very serious hater of Syndicate. It's not my ideal Assassin's Creed game, and for those kind of reasons, I shy away from it a bit. But I think it's pretty fun sometimes.
Yeah, fair enough.
Are you guys partial to that game as locals?
Oh God, no.
You go first.
Oh man. I don't like the tone. I don't like the combat.
Wow.
I don't like the parkour. And I don't know. I can't think of anything that I do. I like some of the character beats, some of the moments in it. But it just feels like something they quickly rushed together out after Unity.
Yeah,
and
it's
not like a
Band-Aid.
proper next entry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say the Jack the Ripper DLC I thought was fantastic. That was like one of the best DLCs they've done.
I haven't finished it. I played some of it, but I never finished that either.
I haven't actually started
Yeah,
that
the
DLC
ending kind
before. I've never done it.
It's got a good ending. That's one that I would say get to the end, because the ending's quite like ambiguous as to whether
you mean the DLC?
Yeah, like whether Evie slips into darkness,
Oh,
Spoiler.
There's some implications at the end.
yeah. Well, it doesn't matter spoilers for you.
I'm not
'cause
answering
you'll
it.
play it on mute, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that thing, I kind of agree with Lewis in regards to Syndicate. I'm not, I think I understand where the appeal comes from for a lot of people, but very personally for me, I think what sort of I like, what I want to get out of an Assassin's Creed game, Syndicate doesn't really do that for me. But again, that's just something that comes, we all like Assassin's Creed, but we all come at it from different angles. So
For sure.
I can see the appeal for a lot of people. Well, Willis Makes Movies. Do you have any questions for Ropotopolous? Because I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Oh, well, I feel like the obvious question is like YouTube. How did you get into YouTube? And also Assassin's Creed. When did you start playing Assassin's Creed? What got you into the series? And how did that lead on to then doing YouTube?
Okay, which question do you want me to answer first?
Where it all began.
I guess chronologically it would be How did you get into Assassin's Creed?
Okay, so the story is I heard about it before it ever came out. I had a friend, his older brother showed us the gameplay trailer or the cinematic trailer, I'm not sure. He told us about it. We watched the trailer on his laptop and I said, what the hell is this? This is crazy. And I was instantly like, the parkour was the thing that intrigued me the most, because at the time in 2007, seeing your character interact with like each detail of the architecture and climb a building was like mind-blowing. So I instantly became obsessed with it. The problem was I was like 12 at the time and I didn't have an Xbox or a PS3. But my brother got it, and he's much older than me. He lived separately because he was like, I don't know, 30 at the time or something like that. And so I got to play it over there in 2007. I played it for the first time just for a few minutes. And then shortly after that, I guess a couple years after that, when AC2 came out, I had acquired an Xbox 360 that I bought secondhand off like Craigslist or whatever. And I got AC2. And then I played every single one on launch from then on. So it's funny because I went back through all my Xbox 360 achievements, and you can see like I have the achievement on the day each one of them came out, like the first achievement that you get or whatever. Cool. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. It's like, and I cross-referenced all the dates just to make sure, and it's like, yep, this is launch day. Yep, this is launch day. Like all of them. So that's pretty cool. And it was always the parkour that was the most intriguing thing to me. And I don't know, like, I can't really remember how deeply I engaged with it until the last few years, because I mean, like, I knew that ejects existed and stuff, but I didn't really understand fully how they can level up your game until I started stumbling upon technical parkour videos on YouTube, mostly Jacers. Jacers was like the one that inspired me the most and kind of helped me realize that potential that AC Parkour had, especially the classic games, because that's kind of his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And so after I saw a few of those videos, I just figured, what the hell? Like, I've been playing these games forever. Like, I can do this. I can make a cool parkour video. And I did, kind of. It wasn't nearly as good as they would end up eventually being. But I just uploaded one like directly from my PS5 just for fun. I had absolutely no goals or ambitions to become anything or continue making videos, really. I just did it,
Yeah.
And I just kept doing it because it was fun. And then, like I said, my baby was born and I had some time off. And Mirage came out. And I started playing Mirage a bunch, and I was determined to like prove that parkour could be good in that game, because I knew that overall the style and the direction that they were going with Mirage was what I wanted to see more of. So I just poured 500 hours into Mirage and got really good at the parkour and showed people that it can be good. And that's kind of where it all started.
Damn, that's a long journey, I'd say. From back in the day
from
all the way
start
till today.
Yeah. I think the funniest thing is just kind of how I ended up in the place that I'm at now, like talking to Ubisoft and getting early access demos and stuff, just entirely by accident. I did not mean to do this, but it's fun. I enjoy it a lot, and it's really rewarding. I've always been like a very artistic person. I'm really into drawing and digital arts and stuff like that. And for a long time, I kind of wasn't really doing anything creative just during my 20s, because I was busy being in my 20s and partying and whatever. Yeah. And then I got married and had a baby and fell into YouTube, which just kind of scratches that creative itch for me. It's just kind of become the new creative outlet for me. And it's obviously gotten a lot more attention than any drawings I've ever done. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that's, for me at least, that's very similar. Yeah, I can resonate with that with YouTube. It's like, growing up, I always had like sort of creative ideas, and I'm like, right, what do I want to do? But I never really knew. And then, YouTube comes around and you're like, yeah, this does it for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's so many elements of it that, because, like if you're making a discussion video, it's like you have to write the script and you have to record it, and then you have to record all the clips, and then you have to edit the whole thing, and then you have to make a thumbnail and think of a creative title. So there's just like so many different kind of creative elements that it scratches for me. So I really like that. I find a lot of enjoyment in that. And people always want to talk about Assassin's Creed, so I'm happy to talk about YouTube a little bit, because being, you know, an Assassin's Creed YouTuber, half of that is the YouTube side of it. So and I get just as much enjoyment from like making videos and interacting with people as I do, you know, as I am for my passion for the games themselves.
For sure. I think that's a lot of where it comes from, isn't it? You know, with YouTube and, you know, doing videos and stuff, is like you have, if you want it to be successful, or even if you don't, but you just want to keep it going, you've got to love every aspect of it, I think, because if there's one part that you just do not like at all, you're just not going to have the drive to keep going. That's what I found anyway, personally. So
yeah,
I can definitely, you know, resonate with what you're saying on that for sure.
Yeah, because even if you like all the aspects, like, which I do, I like editing videos and writing scripts and stuff, but even if you like it, it still gets to a point where I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm tired. I don't want to record this. I've recorded the same line 7 times and I keep fucking up the same word. Like,
we've all been there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
there are always those days. I mean, speaking on that, you know, personally, I've been working on this video, which I've nearly finished now, but it's for the new channel I've started, and I don't know why, but I've just had this, like, I've been procrastinating on it so much, and I probably could have got it done last week, but I kept getting these roadblocks, this mental blocks, which I never get. But, you know, as much as you love doing it, sometimes you just do find, like, oh, I just can't be bothered right now, you know?
Yeah,
for sure.
So why did you guys choose Assassin's Creed?
That's a good question. You want to start, Lewis?
Well, initially I didn't. I've like, I don't know, I've wanted to be a YouTuber, I think, since I discovered it. I've been like, oh, I want to be that guy that's shouting and, you know, doing Call of Duty videos and stuff. And obviously, as I've gotten older, I used to do like skits and stuff as a teenager, but I never really took it seriously. So in 2019, I decided I'm going to take it seriously. I wanted to do video essays on movies and television. And I did do that for about 3 years, and I was doing it really seriously, but there was a lot of writer's block with that. I just felt like it was an actual, like, a hard task to come up with a video idea and write it. And then it was only when we got into the first lockdown, and I thought, I want to watch, like, the sort of videos I watch are the ones that are over an hour long. So I want to make one of those videos. So I made a character study on Ezio, and I just went through his entire trilogy, almost scene by scene, breaking down the developments in his character and analysing it and stuff. And that video didn't do particularly well at first, but creatively, I was like, oh, Assassin's Creed is the one thing I can talk about without having to think of it like a job or like effort. And it kind of just went from there. Like, slowly my channel started to fizzle out of doing movies and television and just focus on Assassin's Creed. And I think in the last couple of years, I've really found my stride, and I'm just getting as many videos out as possible now, because I'm loving talking about the topic.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about AC, and I might be a little bit biased because this is the only thing that I've ever tried to make videos about, but I feel like there's so much to talk about. Yeah, there is. And then like gameplay wise as well, it offers, coming from a place of, making parkour videos, it offers like a level of creativity and personal expression that, it's endless. You could do parkour routes forever. You can make 1 billion of them and they'd all be different. So I think it's, like I said, I'm biased. I don't know, but I can't imagine like being able to have the same well of potential video ideas for like Call of Duty, Yeah, because there's not really much there apart from like the zombies stuff, I guess, but a lot of it's like theories and updates and stuff, whereas Assassin's Creed's got a bit more to the bone. Yeah.
I think the only...
And I love the parkour side of things. I remember I watched White Light's video, The Height of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I've just got it up on my screen now to make sure I got that right. And I'm literally subscribed to like 15, 20 different parkour YouTube channels, and they're all like under 1,000 subs, under 300 subs. I just enjoy watching people's like shorts and like different routes and stuff. And even though I wouldn't make a video about it, I love watching that kind of stuff. And there's so many different aspects.
It's fun, and I've been lucky enough to like figure out how to transition that into like talking more about it rather than just making the choreographies, which I'm lucky to have like some level of like articulation with my writing where I can kind of make points, and I've just been faking it for so long because I really don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. I just figuring stuff out as I go, and then but it's been fun.
You say that, but I think the first video I watched of yours when you were actually talking, I thought, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. This guy's, he's obviously reading from, well, I assumed you were reading from a script, and I thought he's quite a good writer. I thought, he's all right. So you say that, but, can come across completely different to the viewer.
I'm good at faking
you were,
it, man.
Voicing what everybody was thinking.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I have a little bit of a talent for that, and I'm lucky to have people like Animus Drifter and Jacers and guys who actually really know about this stuff to a more in-depth level to like catch me up and teach me things. And like, dude, anytime I'm writing a script, I'm sending messages to Animus Drifter being like, how do I explain this? Like, what is this? What's happening here? Because he's got such a deep technical knowledge. Have you seen his video that he made about like right after the parkour update?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
you should watch it because
I watch his stuff, but I don't know about.
Yeah, you should watch that. It's just him kind of explaining how he thinks certain aspects of the parkour system for Shadows can be improved, and just listening to him talk, I'm like, even me, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, his technical understanding of like what's going on in the games is ridiculous.
Yeah. So do you speak to him quite often as well?
Yeah.
So it's quite crazy, I find, because it's like, obviously, we've been in contact and we're talking now, but I do sometimes get a feeling that like there are kind of like, when it comes to AC YouTubers, like two different communities almost. Like you've got the
for sure
the parkour guys, and then you've got the guys that will do the the talking about the story, the characters, and it blends together nicely, but it definitely does feel like like I said, like two different sort of communities, not in a bad way.
For sure. I think there's even more than that. I think there's more than just two. I don't think it's necessarily in a bad way either, because like the discussions that we get into are like they're crazy, and right now I think most of the kind of technical side of the community, like where me and Animus Drifter and all those guys hang out, is kind of centered around people who were developing the definitive parkour mod.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's like there's a Discord server where it's got all those guys, Henry PDT, who's like the main mastermind behind the parkour mod, and then everyone else who helped or consulted on it or whatever else, just people who were involved in that kind of project. There's kind of a community, and it was before this community lived before that. Before the definitive parkour mod, but that's when I came into it. So that's my kind of perspective of it, is it's like, oh, these are like the mod guys. These are like the technical, like really getting into the guts of the game guys. And so I'm not that, but they've taught me a lot. I'm just the guy who talks about it and takes all the credit.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, so when it comes to your YouTube and everything, do you have, future plans that that are changing things up? Like, do you think you're going to be doing more videos of commentary, or you're going to focus more on the just the parkour stuff? What's the plan?
I'm trying to post just straight gameplay as little as possible.
Okay.
Because it just doesn't do anything. It's just like I can post a parkour video, just like a straight gameplay video that gets 10,000 views, and I'll get like 3 subs from it. It's just not like a sustainable way to grow your channel. Right now, my only goal is to just keep growing. There's like some vanity in like wanting to be big and popular and whatever. And I'm like, I don't necessarily want to be popular. I just want to see how big I can grow. You know what I mean?
No, I get
and
that.
I'm not afraid to say it.
No, but, that's normal, yeah.
So I'm just riding that wave right now and trying to contribute as much as I can with this community and get as much growth out of it as I can and keep making videos while I'm having fun doing it. At some point, eventually, I'd like to pivot and broaden my topics a bit. I don't know when or what that will look like. But eventually I'd like to do other things. I have a few ideas for just kind of one-off videos that I want to do. I have one about a band that I want to do.
Oh, that's cool.
Stuff like that, just one-offs and see how it goes. And, you know, I made a really long video about the Nosferatu movie.
I was just about to say I watched that, and I thought it was a very good video because I watched it just after your video, just after I watched the movie as well. And a lot of it, we agreed on a lot of points, actually. I thought, Yeah, and that was fun. That was just something that I was like, I really want to make this. I think that I have some cool things that I can say or like a good perspective I can give on this movie. Yeah. So I did it, and that's the cool thing about YouTube. That's the thing. Do whatever you like.
You can just do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's nice to have like creative freedom. Like you're doing it for yourself. You know, you're doing it for the views as well. But it's at the end of the day, it's mostly for yourself, isn't it? And it's I knew that video. I knew the Nosferatu video wasn't going to perform particularly well, but I was like, I want to do it, so I'm going to do it. Yeah, you got to sort of get it off your chest, almost, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So that is the Ropotopolous plan going ahead. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to watch more. You know, I watch. I won't lie. I mostly watch when you do your commentary stuff. I love, again, parkour and stuff like that in Assassin's Creed. But I do get, personally for me, I do get the feeling that like I can definitely resonate more with the commentary side of things as well. But that's just because that's what I do, right? You know, that's what my field of expertise as well. But I do love hearing you dissect all of the, you know, the parkour stuff that sort of I know, but I don't know it to that level. And wow, I didn't think about it like that and stuff like that. But did you? I don't know if you might not have, and that's fair enough. But I'm just curious. Did you ever watch my parkour video on Assassin's Creed Shadows?
I don't think I have. You'll have to send it to me, and I'll watch it.
Oh no, it's all good. I mean, I was just curious because if you have,
and have you watched any of my videos,
dude? No, I don't watch. I don't watch anyone, dude. I really don't. I don't have time, man. I got a wife, I got kids, and I got my own videos to make. I know. I feel bad. I feel bad about it, but it's like, and especially when I spend all day making Assassin's Creed videos, like the last thing I want to do is go watch Assassin's Creed videos. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
I sort of was like that, yeah, but then I feel bad because I'm like, oh, everybody's leaving comments. Like, I need to go and watch their videos. I feel a bit bad.
I try my best to get around and you know, see what I want to see and support people, but it's hard sometimes.
Yeah. The only reason I asked that was just because I would have been curious to know if you agreed with the thoughts I had and that sort of thing.
Well, give me the bullet points and I'll let you know.
Okay. But my idea was I basically just sort of explained my take on, you know, the lack of control it has and how a game like Brotherhood, which is my counter example, had a lot of control. I don't know.
I think you used specific examples as well in that video, so it's a bit difficult.
Yeah, I was just talking about how side and back ejecting is unreliable, and you know, this is pre the update, and I showed examples of where it used to have a lot more control, but it doesn't really matter if you haven't seen it. If you had seen it, it would have been interesting. No, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'm a bad community member.
No, I do know what you mean, though. No. It's like you make loads of Assassin's Creed videos, and then you see one come up and you recommend it, and you're like, "No, I'm done for the day. I'm not doing any more Assassin's Creed." So I know what you mean.
Yeah, and I'm just not watching much videos anymore. I just don't have time.
Have you just
I'm usually making stuff, and then if I'm watching stuff, like, because it's like if I'm watching YouTube videos, it's typically on my TV, and my wife's usually in the room, and she'd be like, turn this shit off. I hear you talk about Assassin's Creed enough. She's sick of it too. It's like, I hear you talk about Assassin's Creed enough. I don't want to hear this guy talk about it too.
Is the cat in your profile picture your cat?
That is my cat. That is Olive. She's a black cat. She's got a little tiny bit of white on her chest. But other than that, she's all black. She's 3 years old and she has fleas right now.
You should amend your profile picture to have some
add some fleas to the profile.
Yeah, little black dots on the hood.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Yeah, no, she's. That's a funny thing because Lewis asked me, shall I ask Ropotopolous on the call if that's his cat? And I was thinking, hang on a minute, that's a real cat? And I had to zoom in on your profile picture because I thought it was a drawing. I mean, it is, isn't it?
Well,
but the face.
Yeah,
it's
it
a little
is.
cartoon.
So let me think. It's been a while since I made it. It's like, yeah, so I took a photo of her and I drew the all the robes on her, and then I did some, like I posterized the face a little bit, and then I did redraw the ears just to try to kind of make it all look like one kind of consistent art style. It's not my best work, but I feel like it's iconic.
I was literally going to say it is iconic at this point.
Yeah.
If you
I have a
change it
Bassam
now,
one
people-
too. I have
Say
a
again?
Bassam one too for my second channel. I have a Bassam version of her. Yeah, where she's
Oh
got
yeah,
the-
I've seen that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which is like much more detailed, and I thought about switching it over. When I made it, I was like, this is going to be the new direction. I'm going to go green is going to be the new, but then I was like, nah, I'm going to keep in this. It's too, I got sentimental value in the Ezio olive.
Yeah, of course. I didn't even know
Do you think
had
at
a
one
second channel.
point?
What's that?
I was just saying I didn't know you had a second channel. I'm just looking for.
Oh
it
yeah,
now.
no, it's called, I think it's called Lil Ropo or something like that, like Lil Wayne, but Lil Ropo.
Yeah.
It's just like it doesn't really, no one watches it. It's got like 50 subs. I don't really post on it much, but it's I've just been posting whatever. I think I'm gonna put a Tony Hawk video up soon.
Ooh,
I think I got some
yeah.
Far Cry 5 video. It's just gameplay. It's just whatever. It's like if I want to post something and I don't want to just like nuke my main channel, it's just like kind of my dumping grounds now. It's like just throw it up here. I got a Splitgate 2 gameplay on there.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I just typed in Lil Ropo and it came up with some guy with 1 million subscribers, and I was like, "What the fuck? Are you?
Is it like some
YouTuber?
is it like some weird white rapper?
No. Well, this channel's called Little Ropo, to be fair. And it's a gaming guy, like a Minecraft YouTuber or something.
Let me see if I can. I don't even know how to find my own second channel. Let me see if I can find it and send you a link. I mean, there's nothing really worth. There's nothing worth seeing on there. But
We can throw up the profile picture for it on screen or something.
Sure, I'll send it. I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that's the thing though. I find like what we've got to do now, we've got to wait for Mr. Willis Makes Movies to start his second channel. We've all done it. I've started a second channel. You've got a second channel.
I've got
It's
a second
coming.
channel. I just don't. It's made. I just don't.
Well, you'll come
post
to
on
it where you think, you know what? I've got the random urge to talk about something that isn't Assassin's Creed, and then you'll end up doing it.
Well, back when I was doing the film stuff, it's called Willis Makes More, and it's just sitting there. But it is where I was going to put like behind the scenes stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like more vlog style stuff, but I don't know, like every time I try something like that, like, well, obviously like 5 years ago, every time I tried it, it just seemed cringe and not for me, I don't think, but
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't even know what I'd do for a second channel.
The time will come where something will hit you, like a thought will come into your head and you'll think, okay, it's happening. You just won't know until it happens. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. That's usually what happens with me. Like I won't even think of anything, and all of a sudden, some random thought will come to my head, and I'll just jump on it. Maybe that's a bad thing.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't think, like with other franchises, like whenever there's an Assassin's Creed Shadows update or some news about Assassin's Creed, I'm like, oh, I've got to make a video about this. Like, this seems interesting. But when it happens to other franchises, I'm just perfectly content not voicing my opinion. It's just something about Assassin's Creed. I'm like, right, I need to, I actually want to talk about this.
Well, yeah, but you've got the pressure almost of being an AC YouTuber. You feel like sometimes it feels like you got to,
Well, I don't know. I feel like I don't have that kind of pressure. I mean, I've got like 8,000 subs as well. It's not like a massive amount where people would be demanding an update video coverage. But it is like, do I want to chase the views and make an update like response or something? I don't know.
Yeah, the problem, this is like kind of a problem I have because like my channel has become so specific where I'm like the person covering the parkour stuff. So like while all this parkour update stuff was coming out, people are actually like, hey, where's this? Like, what do you think about this? And I'm like, So that's why I've like,
I was waiting. I was straight up like, I know as
Yeah.
soon as you drop your video, like that's going to be all I need to see.
Yeah. So it's probably part of why I'm like, I think I haven't uploaded in like 10 days. People are like, oh, where's this? And I'm like, Just give me a minute, man. It's been a long month.
Well, we were gonna wrap up when we get to wrapping up. We were gonna say like, what's your definitive Assassin's Creed game?
Yes, yeah.
And I feel like that would be a good way of wrapping up. But before then, I mean, I'm curious like how the whole Ubisoft, like getting in touch with Ubisoft and being on their radar. I'm wondering, but I don't know how much you can say about that.
Let me think for a second. The first time they reached out to me, they sent me an email. They wanted to use a clip of mine. They wanted to use a Mirage clip of mine for like.
Was
some
that on
sort
their
of
Instagram?
It is on their
I've
Instagram.
seen it. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's on their Instagram. It's on their Instagram and on their Twitter and on Facebook, I think even.
Wow.
They asked me, they're like, oh, we want to do this for like the first anniversary of Mirage. And I thought it was going to be bigger than, I thought it was going to be part of like some sort of official thing, celebration or something. It wasn't. It was just they posted the clip, which is cool. That was the first time they reached out to me, and I asked them. I didn't have a PC back then. I asked them. I was like, "Hey, can you give me a PC?" And they said no. And they're like, "No." They're like, "Sorry, we can't support you by sending you a PC, but we will send you a collector's edition of Mirage." And I said, "Okay, that's
cool.
Ah, nice.
That's not nearly as good, but I will accept." So they sent that over, and then they got back in touch with me for a couple of other weird things, and then they reached out to me about the Shadows early access thing, which is the biggest thing for sure.
Yeah.
That was a lot. That was like, it was pretty crazy, and that's when I ended up getting my PC finally. I was like, okay, I have to do it. So I got a PC, which I don't think I even really needed, because we played the game remotely, so it was actually running on like, you know, one of their machines over in Quebec, and I was just like streaming just the, you know, the image or whatever. Yeah. So that was kind of a you know, $1,000 I probably didn't have to spend right then, but I did. I'm glad I did, because I needed it anyways.
Can I ask a quick question about that real quick?
Yeah.
I'm just off the top of my head. So when you stream it, you know, when they link up the, I know a lot of different developers do this when they show off their games. How do you control it? Do you use your own controller and connect it up, or like how does that work?
Yeah, I just connected my Xbox controller. I have an Xbox controller that I use on my PC. I just turned it on and it just worked. Yeah,
somehow
I don't know.
Connected all the way over to Quebec.
Yeah, so they streamed like, because I could see the whole thing. Like they streamed their entire desktop to me, so I could see like all the icons on their screen, and like they were running OBS and all that stuff. So and then eventually like he just clicked, you know, the AC Shadows icon, and it popped up, and off we went.
Do they have anything you know, worth talking about on the desktop, or
on the desktop? Yeah, hidden icon maybe for Black Flag remake.
Oh
no, nothing exciting. There was some technical difficulties that like I got disconnected at one point, but we got back
that's
in.
Normal, isn't it? Yeah,
it was fine from then on. It was funny because like, you know, you have contact with someone. Like I had contact with one of them on Discord during the session.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know, autistically climbing around for like almost my entire demo. And I just like messaged the guy. I'm like, sorry, you got stuck with the parkour guy. I know this is probably extremely boring for you. But they were all cool. Everyone that I've talked to has been so nice and very accommodating. And I've asked a million questions because I'm new at all this and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I've asked lots of questions and they've always been very nice and helpful. And yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I think
amazing.
With the little contact I've had with Ubisoft, they've been nothing but nice to me as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Do you have any questions for us?
It's true.
See, this is the same thing that happened when I did my rogue chat with Leo K. He said, do you have any questions for me? And my mind went blank. And I regret it. I'm like, damn, I wish I had some more stuff prepared. And here we are again. Same situation. Let me think. What's your favorite British snack?
Oh, damn. See, I feel like a lot of Americans, right? They've got this skewed vision of every English guy or girl, whatever, eats all these weird different snacks. But realistically, 90% of what we have over here is exactly what you guys have over there.
Right, of course.
We've just got a few little things, and I'm trying to think. I'm looking around like...
Does an iron brew count?
Oh no, that's.
I'm currently drinking Iron Brew.
Have you heard of
I've got a multi-pack. Hang on, I've got a multi-pack. I'm gonna hold it up to the camera.
Do you know what Iron Brew is?
No, what is that?
It's some
Oh,
weird
man, how do I even
orange
describe
drink,
this?
is it not?
It's like very Scottish, isn't it?
I've never had it. I've never had it.
You've never had it?
No, it looks weird. I don't want
What?
to drink that. It looks like toxic.
It is. Well, it's nice. It's just like it's like a fizzy orange.
Yeah, but what's the flavour?
It's
Iron.
orange. That's how
Iron?
like a
Like-
Fanta.
What does that mean? Is it like rust?
I guess it looks like rust.
Yeah.
It's an orange drink. I'm holding it up to the camera so you can see what
Well, I can't.
it looks
see,
like.
but-
Not that you can,
No,
not that either
no,
of you
no,
can
no.
see me, but you know, for after the fact, you can watch
Yeah.
this back and be
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Do you guys have peanut butter?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Well, personally,
I've-
I don't eat it, but yeah.
Wow, dude. That's
I know,
crazy.
I know. I'm weird when it comes to like peanut stuff. I'm like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't know why. Don't ask me why.
I saw a video of a bunch of like British high schoolers eating biscuits and gravy for the first time. It's pretty hilarious.
Wait. Biscuits and gravy. What?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. It's like
I know
so
what
it's
gravy
just-
is, but this.
okay. So I mean, it's the American version of biscuits, right? It's like a little roll. And then
what?
it's just this little bread roll, and then the gravy is like it's like country gravy, which is like it's this like kind of creamy like white gravy,
Oh.
and it has sausage in it.
Oh.
Yeah, there's sausage in it, and
In
so
the
it's like
gravy.
you pour
That
that on the
rings a bell.
biscuit, and it's really funny because like they're all like, this is disgusting, like I can't believe I'm about to eat this, and then they'll eat it and they're like, oh shit, this is amazing.
Oh.
It's an American breakfast staple.
So, what's confused me is when you say biscuit. What do
Yeah,
you define as a
It's
biscuit?
actually bread.
Yeah, it's bread. I don't know, like I don't even know how to describe it to someone who's never had like a. It's oh god, it's like kind of
pastry?
crumbly. It's kind of crumbly bread. It's not sweet. It's not sour. It's just kind of very non-offensive, kind of like a crumbly bread roll thing.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah,
a biscuit to us is like
a
a cookie. A cookie. Well, I mean, we
Yeah.
call them
No,
cookies as
it's-
well, though.
it's absolutely not a cookie.
Yeah,
Biscuits
yeah.
and gravy is there's no cookies involved.
All right. Okay.
And the
fair
gravy is
enough. Gravy is
not
gravy.
gravy.
But gravy's gravy.
No, but it's
right?
white. It's white.
Yeah, it's country gravy. It's white gravy with sausage in it.
Yeah. But you guys have got normal gravy as well, haven't you?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
we've got
of
dude,
course.
any kind of gravy, bro. We got all the gravies.
Yeah. Of course. Of course.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I know. I'm trying to think what you guys have got over there snack-wise that is weird to us.
I don't know. It's just a lot of chips and crackers and crap.
Yeah. One thing. Have you ever been to England or no?
No.
Nah. I was gonna say like I don't know how true this is, but I've always heard through my life that UK candy, you know, like chocolate and stuff, is better than American stuff because apparently the taste is way better. And I don't know how true that is because I don't remember having anything like that when I went to America. But
Well, there's a lot of. I mean, when you go to the store, there's like a million different kinds of chocolate you can get. If you go to like a grocery store, there's like all kinds of artisan chocolate that's really good. But the one thing that people say about American chocolate, people who are not from here, is that like Hershey's, which is like, you know, it's
we
kind
got
of
that
the
as well.
dog shit tier. Yeah, people say it tastes like like vomit. You heard that?
no, I've not heard that.
Like it has a very weird like vomit taste. That's something that I've heard. That's something that I've heard.
I mean, a
other
Karamak
people say. People that are not
tastes
from
like
here.
vomit.
Yeah, damn. No, I've not. The thing is, we have Hershey's as well, and I'm guessing it's probably the same.
Probably.
But,
It's nice. I like a Hershey's.
you
the
like
white
that
chocolate
vomit
ones.
shit.
All right.
Yeah,
no
well, it's
vomit.
nice.
I just
It's
ruined
nice.
Hershey's for you forever. You're gonna try it next time, and you're gonna be thinking about it. You're like, there is a little bit of a vomit taste here. Isn't
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just
Hang on.
pick it up a little bit. I mean, I actually, the only thing I can actually think of, now I say that, I'm thinking of a few things. It's just not, I just don't eat any very specific UK snacks, I don't think. Like, I'm looking down at the floor and I've got like a tub of Pringles. Like, that's not very specifically
No.
UK. But like, we do have you ever heard of Jaffa cakes?
No.
I'm not a fan of them personally, but they are, I guess you could call those biscuits. Probably not what you think is a biscuit, but like
No, I
tiny
wouldn't
little
call it
mini
that.
cookies, mini soft cookies that are like cake. Is weird. I don't
Yeah,
know.
very soft.
They're like orange.
orange in them.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. But
Yeah, I love how I asked you the snack question as a joke, and now we've been talking about it for like 11 minutes.
I know, right? I know. No, honestly, I am. Oh, okay, I know one. Oh no, America has them. I was gonna say pigs in the blankets, but America has that, right?
Yeah, sausage and
Yeah.
pancakes.
Do they call them pigs in the blanket?
Yeah, I remember my brother
Yeah.
used to make me order them so that he could say, yeah, I'll have the same as him, so he didn't have to say pigs in a blanket.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That is a bit of a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel like personally, I feel like as the years go by, England is just very Americanized in a lot of ways. There's not actually that much difference. I don't feel like in culture, you know. In some places there are, but I think broadly, it's all everything's becoming one, really, isn't it?
Yeah, especially with the internet.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
weird. It's weird because like I don't, as someone who's lived here my whole life, I don't like fully understand the scope of influence that the U.S. has, but it's like pretty extreme.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like, you know,
yeah.
I mean, you know, growing up, yeah, we've got loads of classic like UK movies and TV shows and stuff and music, but like, you know, a good probably like 60-70% of all pop culture here is all American stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that's
You
funny.
guys killed it. You guys killed it in like the 60s and 70s on music, dude.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
like the Beatles.
Yeah, for sure.
Then
Yeah.
you kinda
I'm
dropped
thinking
off.
I'm more of a Black Sabbath guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Switching up
yeah,
the
yeah.
vibe, yeah. No, that's the thing though. I feel like music in the UK has fallen off. That's for sure.
Well, I don't know. You guys got Blur. You guys got Damon Albarn.
Yeah, but that's more back in
That's
back in the
90s.
day. Yeah, that's the thing. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
if you look at music in the UK now, it's like it's very I don't know.
You got Skepta
Yeah, true. I mean, I'm a.
got
I
KSI.
guess I'm a bit of a.
and
oh,
Harry Styles.
Yeah,
God.
very true.
Yeah, you're doing all right.
All right, I take it back then. I take it back.
I'm gonna come visit you guys, and we'll do a live
Oh, yeah.
podcast next.
Oh, that'd be
I
sick.
need to get out of this country for once. I've been here for too long.
Yeah, well, listen, if you come to England, we'll hang out. But
All right, cool.
I feel like I want to go to America. I haven't been in so long.
Yeah, there's cool stuff over here. I want to go back to New York. New York's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I was only 11 when I went to New York, but I do have good memories
Yeah.
from it. Not that I can really remember that well, but I do. I've got I can remember the sort of vibe of being there, and it was good, for sure.
Yeah, I'm just fascinated by the city. Like the closest big city to me is Seattle, and it's like 1/10 the size. Not even 1/10. It's probably like 5% the size of New York. New York's insane.
Really? Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I know it is crazy. I mean, it's
Seattle's tiny,
massive.
dude.
How big is Seattle?
Oh, I don't know. Like, but the actual like city part is like it looks small. If you look at it, like just look up like a skyline shot of Seattle. It's small.
I'm gonna look up online. What is
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
what
wanna
is
do
the
that.
population of Seattle? That's what I want to know. Because you can kind of tell the size.
I don't know. My browser's not working for some reason.
I only know
Time.
Seattle from that one Ben 10 episode.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say that game, Infamous. Do you remember that game? Did anyone play that?
Oh, I've never played Infamous.
I'm
yeah,
pretty sure
as-
that was in Seattle, wasn't it? The last one.
It is
maybe?
in Seattle.
Yeah, that's
Se-
how I know
was
it.
was
City
the movie
population.
Chronicle there?
Yes, it is.
I love
And Grey's
Chronicle.
Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy, the best medical TV show ever made. Seattle city population is 760,000. Metro area population 3.5 million.
Damn. I mean, that's a good size for a city, right? Surely.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It's
I love
it's like a
Seattle.
mid. I mean, the city I live in. I mean, I live in a small city.
I was gonna say my city is just flat.
Yeah, but your city's.
yeah, I don't-
There's nothing.
What's
I
the
don't
pop-
live in Seattle.
Oh no, you're just outside. Well, we don't have to say. We can blur out where you're from if you don't want to say.
I'm north
yeah,
of
yeah,
Seattle.
of
That's fine.
Okay,
There's a lot of space north of Seattle. They're not gonna find me.
Yeah, true. That is gonna be. They're not gonna be able to narrow it down much. Yeah, I mean, my city's only got 100,000, so my city's kind of small.
Oh, should I find out mine?
Yeah, I want to know now. What is your nearest city, Lewis? Is it Newcastle?
No, I'm in Sunderland. I'm in
Is
near
that a
the
city?
Centre. Yeah.
Oh, I
city
didn't
of
know.
Sunderland.
I thought that was a small town or something. Do you know what's funny, Lewis? This is a side note, but I don't think I ever told you this. My mum, her like ex-fiance from when she was like 19 was from Sunderland, and she lived with him for like a year in there, up there. Yeah, she lived there. So that's how I knew about Sunderland when you first said that's where you're from.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she used to like live there, which is crazy to me.
That's just like small world. Yeah.
I know, right? I know.
The population is 280,000, I think.
Oh man, that's bigger than my city then.
It's a bit more like spread out, I'd say.
Yeah.
There's not as much density.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm looking at how much this covers. It's such a big area compared to where I actually live.
Yeah. I feel like my city it's very small, but it's very compact. You know, you've got a lot of stuff, but it's all just. It's like somebody came in and just like squashed everything close together.
Yeah, I'm just pasting it in the chat there. There's a picture of my
Let's have a look.
skyline.
Ah, wow! I never thought that's what it looked like.
It looks really nice.
Yeah, from up there.
What is that? What is that big ring over out in the water?
Oh yeah, is it like a walkway for like boats and?
Oh yeah, there's a lighthouse on the end. Yeah, there's like Sunderland docks.
Ah, so
That's
you can
sick.
walk along.
This looks awesome, dude.
Let me show you a closer up picture that just really emphasizes how exciting this place is.
Oh yeah, dude. Dude, that's the biggest street I've ever seen.
Look at that man and woman. They're having a great time.
That's literally that is the average Sunderland goer.
Oh,
It's like suddenly Syndicate's giant streets make more sense.
Yeah, I definitely need a rope launcher. There.
I'll send a picture of my city. Do you know this is leading back to Assassin's Creed? Actually, I can. Basically,
that was a good way of segueing back.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
This I don't know if this is like a dream I had or this really happened, right? But my city is called Bath. Bath. I've heard all the jokes about shower, but yeah, I've heard it all before. But when I played AC Syndicate for the first time, I could have sworn on my life in the beginning scene. Ropotopolous, my friends, you probably had it on mute, so you might not remember this.
Probably not.
But there was the intro scene where they're on the train and there's the other assassin. He's like, "Don't do it, don't go to London," and they're like, "Yeah." So I could have sworn, like through my memory before I replayed it, that they mentioned Bath. They said like there was an Isu temple under Bath or something. And I was like, no way, that's sick. And for so many years, I thought, I can't believe they mentioned my city. And then I replayed it, and the line just wasn't there. And I was like, what? So did I forget?
That must be a Mandella thing, because I remember
that's my city from above.
I remember Bath being mentioned in the game.
So you remember?
Some point. Maybe not from the intro, but I definitely remember Bath is mentioned at some point.
Really?
It's not in Valhalla, is it? That's the other half of the UK.
They cut it off. Yeah.
Yeah, they cut it off just before you get to me as well.
Yeah. But
you can see the name of my city on a street sign off the side of the freeway in the Woody Woodpecker movie. So that's my claim to fame.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow!
So if anyone really wants to hunt down and kill me, you have to watch the Woody Woodpecker movie, and you can find my town.
You've got to watch the whole film on like 0.5 speed just to be safe.
Yeah, so you don't miss it. Yeah.
Damn. That should be your next profile picture. Just a picture of Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, it's a great film
with an assassin hood.
Yeah, best picture.
Yeah. No, I was really annoyed when Valhalla came out, because I was so excited to go to Bath, because I was like, that's where I live, that's where I grew up. And then they just cut it off the whole map. I was like, are you serious? Like that, it like just cuts off where it would be.
Yeah, York is like the top as well, which is annoying.
Oh, so York.
I remember just looking at that. York's about an hour and a half away, like drive.
And you're above that.
I just remember looking at that map and going, What? Like, this is barely any of the
This
UK.
is like, yeah, it's not even the whole of England. And then you look at the map and you look at the shape of the map and you're like, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
That's not,
Like,
that's not
London
the
is
shape of England.
90% of it.
Yeah. But, yeah, I was so annoyed about that. But, like, the weird thing was the final, the final battle in Valhalla where what's his name? Alfred's there and they're all battling it out in like a village. And the village sets on
Oh
fire.
yeah, very vaguely.
Yeah, so that village is like called Chippenham. It's a town now, I believe, and it's not too far from where I live. And I have like a friend who lives there and everything. And as a kid, I used to go there quite a lot. So I had that claim to fame where I was like, oh, I've been there. I can't believe the final fight is in Chippenham. Like, how weird is that? And it was like a joke with me and my friend. I said, oh, bro, end of Valhalla, final boss fights in Chippenham. What do you think about that? He thought it was hilarious, but So he got his claim to fame. I didn't get mine. But
yeah, I wish there could be something close to where I'm at, but like the West Coast US, like I mean, I don't even know what the hell was going on in any time period that would be appropriate for an AC game,
Yeah.
but it wasn't that cool.
Wait for them to do the AC3 remake, and they'll just recreate all of America, the whole of America.
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
would as well.
They would.
It would
Do
just
the whole country.
yeah, it would just be like woods. It would just be straight
It would be
forest
a
over in
massive
my zone.
frontier,
Yeah, huge.
trees across the whole country.
Next objective's like 50,000 meters.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? Actually, that's a good question I've got for you, Ropotopolous. When it comes to AC3 parkour, would you say like, as the designated parkour expert, in my opinion, what do you think about the frontier parkour with the trees?
I think it's overhyped. I think people, for some reason, really think it's very great, but it's like it's so like linear. There's not really much you can do with it. It's like, okay, you climb up this tree and it's designed to connect to this tree and this tree and this tree. It's fun. It's cool. Like there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't quite understand why people are so obsessed with it and want it back. It would be cool. Like I wish that there was trees like in Shadows, for example. It'd be cool if they were kind of if you were able to climb them inside the cities like you can in AC3 or Unity. It'd be cool if you could use them to like bridge gaps between buildings and whatever. But as far as like straight tree running, it doesn't really do much for me.
That's a good one. It's like free running.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That's what they called it.
It's like an Irish man saying free running.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the official name for it in game, but that's definitely what people call it on the internet.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. I've never heard that.
Tree running.
Oh, you've never heard that?
No, I've never heard tree running. I mean, it makes sense. I like it,
Lord.
but I've not heard it. But
it's very cute.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of, if you're going to have a foresty area, then you should be able to, parkour in that area. So I like the frontier for that, the fact that you can. But I know what you're saying. I feel like when it is just a very straight route, there isn't really much you can do. You're very on rails. And part of the fun of parkour is being able to, have the freedom to, create your own parkour routes and that sort of thing. So I get that. But that being said, I feel like looking at the forests and stuff in Shadows, and you can't climb any trees to my knowledge, and it's just a very open space that I feel like it's just almost wasted potential. So I feel like it could.
You've got your horse for that.
Oh yeah,
you've got your horse.
Yeah, but the horse gets
the
caught
best
on
form
the
of
trees.
traversal.
It gets caught on the trees, and you've got to it's annoying. It doesn't want you in the trees anyway.
I'm not going to deny that it wouldn't be cool if they had climbable forests and Shadows, but it's just like, who cares? I don't really care that much.
No. Yeah.
I personally don't care. I think there's bigger fish to fry.
Yes, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
If you're gonna tackle what we need in parkour for future AC games, let's forget about the stuff that's maybe not as important and talk about the stuff we do definitely need. Now, I guess that kind of leads on to our final sort of big question we had for you before we wrap up. And that is, add on to this if I'm missing anything, but I believe that is what, out of all the parkour systems in Assassin's Creed, that can be mainline spin-offs, anything, what would you say had the best parkour mechanic and why? And then after we've sort of talked about that, we're going to just weave into, if you had to make your own Assassin's Creed game, how would you implement whatever, to make the perfect parkour system. So question one, go for it. What's your favorite mechanic?
My favorite single mechanic?
Well, your favorite parkour mechanic in any Assassin's Creed game.
I'm interested in single mechanic now. Now you've said that. I'm like, what's your favorite single mechanic? And what do you think of the multiplayer parkour?
Ooh.
Because I've been playing a lot of the AC4 parkour, and I'm like, the AC4 multiplayer and the parkour.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
What?
It's got a lot of stuff that's in the definitive parkour.
Oh, right.
I'm surprised how much of it comes from the multiplayer.
So yeah, you mean the Black Flag that has vaulting and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is an iteration of the original parkour system. It looks the same, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I've ever played it, but I think for some weird reason they used the Ezio trilogy parkour system for the Black Flag multiplayer.
Yeah, it's the same for all of the multiplayer entries.
Yeah, it's really strange. Yeah, that is weird, and it's weird it has that vault move in it, which is not available in any of the Ezio games. It's only available in AC1. The horse flip
as well.
Yeah. It's only available in AC1 as far as single player games, and it's really bizarre. I would like to play that. There's still it's still supported. You can just play that.
Yeah. I was able to do it on PC just by going into a private game, and there's a infinite time limit mode, and it works all right.
Yeah, I might have to try that.
It would be really cool to see, whether it's either does it or another AC Parkour channel. It would be really cool to see a parkour video, but in the multiplayer, because again, there's so, like we were just saying, there's so much you can do in terms of parkour, and it would be cool to show that off in the Black Flag multiplayer, just in a private match or something. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. So as far as I'm gonna take your question and spin it a little bit, and I'm working on a video right now, and I'm talking about AC1 parkour system and how AC1. I'm spoiling my own video, but I'm really kind of invested in how AC1 incentivizes advanced parkour moves like ejects, and I'm not going to say too much, but I think the level design and certain abilities that Altair has or doesn't have makes AC1 the most kind of interactive and compelling parkour system in any game. I kind of go back and forth, because it's AC2 is for, in a broad sense, the same as AC1, and all of the Ezio games are just kind of a different iteration of that original parkour system. But there's things that AC1 does with its level design and with certain limitations of Altair that make a much more engaging parkour experience. And then obviously that system with its regular ejects, contextual ejects, freeform ejects, catch ledge. The freeform eject and catch ledge is the most powerful combination in all of Assassin's Creed parkour, giving you the ability to break free from whatever you're doing and completely reconnect yourself somewhere else and create routes that no one would ever have thought of before. So in a broad sense, the original parkour system is the best in my opinion, and I think AC1 does the best job of giving you reasons to use some of the more advanced mechanics, although it doesn't do a good job of teaching you how to use them most of the time.
Yeah.
And then to go kind of beyond that, have you guys, either of you, played with the definitive parkour mod in those games?
I actually haven't, because
I haven't either.
I'm in.
You should
I'm
try
on
it out
at the moment. I'm in between sorting out a new PC. So
yeah, when you have a chance, you should try it out, because it introduces so much depth and so much crazy control over literally every animation in the game. You can just trigger it with the push of a button, but it's really, really hard. It's really hard, because at any given time, so the best way I can explain it to someone who hasn't played it, how in those classic games with high profile, basically holding high profile gives a different context to the four main buttons, right?
Yeah.
So imagine playing Assassin's Creed, but instead of one high profile button, there's four, and different combinations of them will do different things. So it's you're holding high profile, and then you're also holding L1, which is parkour down, and then you're also holding R1, which tells you to target something close. So it's like high profile, down, and something close by. And that's like how you kind of select how the targeting will behave.
Okay.
So it's really, really, really in depth, and it gives you an insane amount of control, but it's really, really hard. So it's like to say that, I want this amount of control in in the next Assassin's Creed game. It's like, sure, but you can't really do it without making it like extremely inaccessible.
Yeah.
So for that reason, it starts to kind of make sense. It's like, okay, this is why we have certain limits within what our characters are able to do, because if you were to give people full control, it gets really, really confusing.
Yeah, from that example, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't remember what your original question was, but that's your answer.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
I went off on a bit of a tangent there. I apologize.
No, it's all good. I mean, the more the better. But so with that context then of what you said, if you were given the task to create the parkour mechanic for a brand new Assassin's Creed game, and you had to keep it within the, you had to keep it refined in a way that you couldn't use all those different button layouts and like that mod does. So you couldn't go too overkill, but you did. But you had the freedom to make it still accessible and controllable. What would be, off the top of your head at least, what would you do?
It's a really, really hard question.
Sorry.
I think I would go back to the Ezio games and I would try to iterate on what they did there and try to rebuild that system for a modern engine that looks smoother, that offers to please the crowds, that offers a little bit more style just kind of by default, by way of fancier animations.
Yeah.
And I would try to make the best good looking parkour system I could that also simultaneously offers the most control possible. Because that's really the thing that we love about the old school games is the amount of control that it gives you and the amount of decisions that you can make for yourself and the amount of not holding your hand that the game does. So I would like to go back to that philosophy. Everything, everything has just continuously been dumbed down as the years have progressed. And we are making some progress with Shadows. And, it looks like if we have, more game directors like Simon who are in control of future Assassin's Creed projects, that we could start seeing some of that control come back by way of more advanced mechanics returning that we haven't seen for a really long time. And that's exciting. So yeah, but ideally I would like to see them go back to the original games and really take a close look at what made those games so special and then create a modern version of it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure. I think,
yeah,
like you look at you've got the blueprints there, AC1 through Revelations really, when it comes to, I guess AC Revelations less because of the hook blade, but fundamentally, the parkour mechanics all there from 1 to Revelations. The blueprint's there, and I do very much agree with you. I think, for everything I like about Unity's parkour, I do think they took it in a direction that it strayed away very much from the control. In place
it's a bit chaotic, isn't it?
Well, yeah, in place of like flashy animations, which it looks good and it feels very fluid and satisfying when it works. Yeah, exactly, when it works. But I'm just going off what you said really, because I do agree. I think if it was me personally who had to do it, I would do something similar. I think what I'd do is I'd look at the fundamentals of what made Control in the original so good, and then I'd look at the fundamentals of what made Unity so visually appealing, at the very least, and then I try and make something new, taking those factors together without making the mistakes Unity made. I think that's what I would do. Should we ask Lewis what he would do, seeing we've all talked about it?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Obviously, the original games have a lot more control, but since I've played the Black Flag multiplayer, I'm like, this is the perfect middle ground between the original games and like where it would end up with Unity. And I just think the multiplayer, like, they stuck to the Ezio trilogy and Altair, like, style of movement, because I think even they knew, like, if you're going to do a multiplayer, it needs to have this level of control, and it's also very sped up. Like, the animations, they do, like, the hook blade climb up animation, but it's sped up, so it feels a lot more fluid, and I just wish that those multiplayer, like, mechanics could be moved into the main game, which I feel is what the definitive parkour mod is, but a lot more complicated. But yeah, I want to see that multiplayer come back, to be honest. Now I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, I do miss that old multiplayer. Ropotopolous, did you ever play OG Assassin's Creed multiplayer? You know, like Revelations, Brotherhood?
I remember playing Brotherhood multiplayer way back when,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't remember much of it. I just remember getting to choose like all the weird characters and trying to hide. Yeah, it was fun. It was a cool idea.
For sure. I did. Yeah, I mean, I played it quite a lot when it was, during like Revelations multiplayer sort of days, and I miss that. I do hope with this new idea of all these different Assassin's Creed games coming, in quick succession, I do hope that they at least take a look back at the old, format of Assassin's Creed multiplayer and try and do something with it. Because
even if it's just like a one game mode within like a larger game that offers other
Wolfpack or something.
Yeah, that's what was cool, wasn't it? Yeah. No, for sure. I miss it. I do miss it. I think it's almost like, as the years go by, whether it was well performing or not back in the day, obviously I don't know. But I feel like as the years have gone by, there's definitely like a yearning for it, especially from the Assassin's Creed community. And I think where multiplayer games are at and online games are at the moment, I kind of think an AC themed multiplayer game, like in that format with the team deathmatch and the PvP and stuff, I feel like that would do pretty well, personally. So yeah,
it's that sense of community coming back as well.
For sure.
Feels like every AC game is single player, so you can't like really experience it with your friends. And the fact it's been 10 years since we've had the chance to do anything like that. I am excited for Invictus personally. Have a multiplayer game.
Here's what I want to see, and it's actually something I pitched to Simon, even though I know it's probably way out of scope of anything they can do with shadows. But I want to see, remember Brotherhood, Animus Virtual Training?
Yes.
Oh,
whatever.
my
Yes.
God, yes.
Yes.
I want to
Loved
see.
it.
I want to see. Here's why this is a genius thing to add to shadows. You can update it like monthly with new kind of layouts, where you're building stealth and parkour scenarios that are untethered by restrictions set by Japanese architecture, because it's in like this crazy simulated world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then online leaderboards.
Yeah.
You can do races,
Oh,
time
of course,
trials,
yeah.
parkour races, stealth scenarios, all that kind of stuff, and then put a leaderboard on it, so it kind of breeds like an online like competitive community within Assassin's Creed.
Honestly,
That's my brilliant idea.
That's a brilliant. That is a brilliant idea.
no, that would bring me
What
back
did- what
to
did he say
shadows,
to
for
that?
Sure.
I didn't
Did he
pitch that.
sound
I didn't pitch that to him directly. I had like a long list of things because we were only on the call for like an hour and a half, so I couldn't get through everything.
Right.
But I did pass along like the whole document that had like everything that we had written down. So it has been sent to him in writing.
Okay.
Was
And I
there, like, keeping it really vague, was there stuff that you told him where he was like, yeah, we can do that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, I don't want to say too much because there is like an NDA that
Yeah,
talks about
of
like
course.
what I
Of
can and
course,
can't
of
say.
course, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we bounced a lot of ideas around, and some things that he was not super impressed with, and there are some things that he was like, oh yeah, this is a good idea, and I wish I had thought of it. Yeah, for sure. But
Cool.
they're looking into doing a lot of really cool stuff, and I covered most of it in that video if you saw it.
Yes, I was going to say, I saw your video on it.
Some pretty crazy stuff that I would not have expected. Yeah,
Yeah, it was funny going into that video. I was like, is there going to be anything here that I'm not like thinking of? And then you said stuff, and I was like, wow, I never even thought about them adding that. So the fact they are, it does sound like maybe not for Shadows. Like personally, I don't know if Shadows is going to be able to have like a comeback in the parkour sense, but definitely for the future entries, if these are mechanics that they can carry forward because it's on the same engine and stuff like that, I think the next games could really benefit from what Shadows is doing now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Actually, just sorry.
No, go for it.
I was just gonna ask in general, like, do you think Shadows how it is now is better than Mirage? Parkour wise.
No. It's close. There's a couple things. So there's in some ways I think Shadows mechanically has an advantage. I think the ejects are a little bit better. But at the same time, they are also worse because there's a targeting issue right now where the range is increased so much that that there's like at any given time there can be like a bunch of different things that are possible to target with an eject. And when you're playing on controller, very, very slight adjustments to your thumbstick angle can target things that you're not intending to target. So like I was... if you go to like Osaka Castle, you know how it's under construction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this one really big structure. I think you assassinate someone there. There's a big fight there. There's a really big under construction structure.
Is that the Ox? Yeah.
The guy with the OBS logo on his armor.
Yeah. So I was doing a little parkour clip up there, and there's like just a beam right next to her that I'm trying to eject to, and she kept targeting one that was way further away and a floor down. So stuff like that. So it has targeting issues right now, and Mirage has better level design, which is something that's not.
Yes.
Shadows will never ever catch up. No matter what they do, they can add 1 million beams to the game. It's not going to catch up to Mirage as far as level design. So, and level design is half of the battle. So, if they add non-contextual ejects and catch ledge like they say they may. Mm-hmm. Then I don't know. It might have an edge. It might have an edge over Mirage, even with the level design the way that it is. But I won't know until I get my hands on it. We'll see. Yeah. Ask me if and when that ever comes out.
Just going back to when you said about how cool would it be to bring back the virtual training rooms and that sort of thing. Something I have always. This is personally what I think would bring me back to Shadows, because I don't play it anymore. Is what it would be is, I don't know if you guys remember, Slider V2, the guy who does the modding Assassin's Creed videos? Yeah. So
I know what you're gonna say. Yeah.
It's he had that video in Unity where he created his own parkour route in the sky by placing different assets. And I just think it would be so fun to have like just an area, whether it is virtually an animus area, or whether it's like a small
hideout,
like a hideout section type of section, where you can just do with the building mechanic, but just place lots of different things. Whether it's like walls or baskets or beams or whatever, and just create your own routes that way. I would love that. Again, whether it's in an animus themed sort of area, or whether it's in a Japanese themed area. I don't know how possible that would be with the architecture of Japan. If you're just reusing that stuff, it might not work, but I just think that'd be such a cool idea. I'm surprised an Assassin's Creed game hasn't done it yet. Create your own parkour routes. Surely that's something they've thought about at least once. I don't know.
Maybe the Fall Guys version of Invictus.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
It just makes me. Yeah, that always makes me think of the old Tony Hawk games, like Create a Park.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'd be surprised if Ubisoft had never talked about doing something like that, because it almost seems, with such or at least with it used to having been such a parkour focused game, you thought they may have thought about it, but I don't know. Maybe in the future, we never know. Well, if you ever get on the call to him again, let him know. But yeah, so that'd be cool. But yeah.
What was that? I was gonna say something there. I forgot what I was gonna say.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, obviously with the way the RPG games went, they must, if they've ever had that conversation, it must have been at least 10 years ago and like gone away. But I don't know, like, surely a spin-off like focused on parkour and racing, and that seems so like straightforward to make.
Yeah, maybe they will.
Oh, that I've just remembered. I remembered where I was going with that. Because my point was, it's funny that they didn't think the parkour was the main, like a main gripe that people had. They've continued to do the parkour the way they did in the RPG games. And it sounded like from that call with Simon that they didn't think the community had like a big problem with it. Is that true?
He told me that the first time that he realized that like the parkour in Shadows wasn't up to certain people's expectations was when he watched my early access video, and he was like, "Yeah, it was on me. It was my bad, but we didn't pay close enough attention to what Bordeaux was doing with Mirage, and we didn't realize And so I guess
still a very long time to not be like, even back during Odyssey. I mean, I don't know if people were shouting about it as much during Odyssey, but that is like a good. How long's it been since good parkour?
That's up for
Unity?
debate. A lot of people say different.
15 years,
and they never noticed.
Yeah, I don't know. He was focused on other stuff, I guess, and he just didn't realize. But he's realized now, and when you talk to him now, he really knows what he's talking about.
That's good.
It's very good to hear.
Yes, I would say it's very commendable that they, want to, like talking with you and stuff. They want to hear what people want.
Yeah,
which a lot of
they've like there's nothing that's in the game developer handbook that says they have to sit down with me and let me rant about parkour for a long time, and he did. So it is cool. Yeah, for sure.
I like this shift to like Ubisoft being more open to the community and listening to the community, and I think that's going to help Assassin's Creed especially like stick out more than their other titles going forward.
Yeah, well, and it's time for them to do something because the public opinion has really crashed. I mean, it's been kind of trending downward for a long time, but I feel like in the last couple of years it's gotten real bad.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but the sales are still good. At least that's promising. They've still got the masses like on board, I think. Maybe a different audience from what they originally had, but they're still doing
and
well.
when you're dealing with like properties that are as big as Assassin's Creed, it's like the actual online community that is like getting angry about stuff is such a small fraction of like actual consumers. Yeah,
that's the thing. It feels like it's everyone, but it's just like you said, a small fraction, and most people aren't even going to watch. Most people play the game and never going to watch videos about it or, do whatever. So
and those are the people that don't care about parkour, and so to a certain degree, when they don't consider folks like me, they're right because most people don't care, and it's like you're going to spend $1 million trying to fix parkour only for like couple hundred people to really actually care about it.
True, yeah.
But they're doing it anyways.
Yeah, very true. Do you?
I'm glad they are.
Do you ever get comments? Do you find where people say like, "Oh, why are you so into the parkour?"
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah, all the time. And that's what I said at the end of that video because people are always like, "Dude, like stop hanging on to the past. Like time to move on. Assassin's Creed isn't about parkour." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh yeah, what now, bitch? Guess what? I got that. They're in my inbox asking me questions. Like, come on.
No, that's the thing though, because when I made my Shadows parkour video around the time the game came out, I got a lot of support, but I got a lot of comments saying exactly that. You're holding on to the past. Why are you comparing such an old game? And, it's not about parkour. And I'm thinking, well, that might be so, but it comes from a game series with parkour, and it has parkour, so can I not critique this?
Yeah, and it's like the original games did such a good job integrating parkour into the game itself that you didn't even realize that the game was so much about parkour.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's so like integral to the structure of the series itself that it just like it almost like blends in sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I think because of that, parkour will always be a talking point, whether it's good or bad in in any given Assassin's Creed game. And they can never, I don't think they could ever remove the parkour mechanic, because if they did, as much as people might not care about parkour and say you're holding on to the past, this and that, as soon as they would remove the parkour mechanic completely, those same people would get upset about it and say, where's the parkour? So, it is the parkour series, isn't it? At the end of the day.
It's a huge part of its identity, and it always has been. And that's why people get so upset about it, because like when you have Assassin's Creed on the box, there is an expectation to live up
Yes.
to some sort of standard set, even if that standard was set 18 years ago. It's still
Exactly.
the same
Yeah.
franchise.
Exactly. And
So
and,
you can
know,
have better parkour, and it does. Shadows, even Odyssey and Valhalla have better parkour than like 95% of RPG games, but it's still there's an expectation.
Yes, exactly. And it's like, personally, I'm not asking for much. Personally, I'm just asking for something to be at least as good as the original game in parkour. That's
Yeah.
it. Just something at least as good as that. If better, brilliant. But yeah. I mean, what we thinking? We want to keep talking, or we want to wrap up, or is there any last?
Yeah,
talking
my
points?
babysitting time is running out. I got to get
Yeah,
going.
that's completely fine. I think
Yeah,
we've
no
got
problem, of course.
we've got through everything as it is. So I think we'll just get into the outro then, shall we? Let you get on with your day.
Yeah, I felt like that was reaching a wonderful
Climax.
conclusion there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I suppose. Serenade,
Yeah. So we'll just do a little outro, and you can obviously plug your stuff, and then we'll wrap up. So everybody watching, if you did enjoy this episode, feel free to subscribe to the Podyssey, give us a like, give us a comment, and of course, go over and subscribe to Ropotopolous on YouTube. He will be linked in the description. Plug yourself away, tell them why they should subscribe in one sentence or something. I don't know.
Well, there's not too much to say. I talk a lot about parkour and other things in Assassin's Creed, and I also make cool choreographed gameplay sometimes and all that stuff. So if you're here watching this, you probably would like it over in my zone. So come hang out.
Very well said. Very well said. All right, guys. Oh, we have to say before we go, thank you so much to our YouTube member, Logan RG. Thank you very much, my friend. If you
Logan, I love you so much.
Yeah, Ropotopolous loves you as well.
Logan, do you want to come over to my house tonight? We're watching Mean Girls.
Yes.
Come over.
If you want to know where he lives, just watch Woody the Woodpecker and you'll be good.
Yes, watch Woody Woodpecker. The directions are in there. You can't miss it.
You'll be fine. Yeah. But with that said, I don't think there's anything else to say, so we'll wrap it up. Lewis, I'm going to hand over the words to you. Unless we hand it over to Ropotopolous. Do you know our
We
famous
certainly
outro?
could.
No.
Have you ever watched to the end?
No.
So the lines are.
Oh, well, it's also in the intro. It's technically in the intro, isn't
yeah,
it?
the line is. This is a Wait, fuck. No, this is an.
That's not even it.
This is an
That's not
Odyssey.
even-
I will not
Oh,
soon
interesting.
forget. There you go.
This has been, from Odyssey, the guy that I think Barnabas is the guy who says
Yeah,
it.
we just stole
At the end
that.
of the game.
We say it. So if you would like to say it, my friends, we'll end it there.
You know what? You guys are professionals. I'm gonna let you
Aw.
handle it.
All right, Willis makes movies. Then I'll hand it to you.
This has been a Podyssey. I will not soon forget.
Goodbye.
Okay, now I feel bad. Can I do it too?
Oh, go on then. Go on.
Absolutely, yeah.
This, my European friends, has been a Podyssey. What's the line?
Podyssey.
I will not soon forget.
I will not soon forget.
Podyssey.
There you go. Goodbye.
Hey.
Thanks for having me, guys. That was fun.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Take care, fellas.
All right. See ya.
I'm still here.
I thought so. Just sit in silence now.